What is going on, everyone? James the Third Bass Slayers out here in the bait room again, and we are making some rubber tails for my handmade wooden baits. And the way that we do that is make a two-part plaster mold, and then we hand pour the plastic into the two-part mold, clamp it all together, and use your gloves. That way you don't burn your hands like I have in the past. The way that we actually do this is we start out with one side of the mold. So what you do is you pour plaster into this piece of plastic about halfway, and I got a mark in here to mark it. And what you do is you'd come in with your piece and set it in there while it's still wet. You got to work with it fast, and you get it set halfway in there like that, nice and flat. I always put that right on the edge so you have a nice flat edge. And then what you do, once that's set up, you come back in with the drill bit and you drill just a little tiny bit on the spot right here, just enough to where you get a little nub, like so. Get a little nub on there, and that's going to hold the mold together. You pour that second piece in there. Once you get it to this point, you definitely want to hit it with the Vaseline. I almost forgot about that. You hit it with the Vaseline over this whole thing. Coat the entire tail with the Vaseline also, that way it will not stick to the plaster. Just like this one, I just made this extra tail mold yesterday. I'm probably going to make a bunch of them. That way I can just have it set up with a bunch of molds, and I can get my plastisol hot, and I can just pour a whole bunch of them at once, and I don't have to keep reheating the plastisol with only having a couple molds. So we use the like I said, the Vaseline, coat this whole thing, take the second amount, mix it up, and pour it over the top just like so, and it will poop. And when it's all set up, pop it out, clean up the edges, and then I make these little air troughs for the air to come out like you would on any other mold. Make these little air slots, let the air get out of there, and then you heat up the plastisol, you put the clamps on the mold, and you hand pour them, and this is your final result here. And you will get a little bit of imperfections once in a while. I had a couple of them that just simple little imperfections here, a couple little like holes and spots, like just plastisol didn't quite get hot enough. You got to make sure the plastisol is hot enough, and you also have to make sure your molds are hot enough. You can heat these guys up even though it's Plaster of Paris. I put these in the microwave for about like a minute or 2 minutes a piece, and then go to like 30 seconds a piece until they're pretty warm. I started out this morning not heating up the molds. I figured I'd make a couple like first pours and it would heat the mold up, but it was so cold out here that it didn't work right, and I ended up getting a bunch of like these guys where like it'll stick to the mold, and you try to peel it out and it just rips the plastisol and makes it look like garbage, and then you'll get like these holy spots in it. So can't be having that. Got to do quality control. If you guys have bought any of these baits off of me in the past, the easiest way to get these tails out is to take a paper clip, and a pair of pliers, and you just stick the paper clip in there and just shove it out, and you can shove that toothpick out, take the tail out, put a new tail in, add the new toothpicks in there, and you'll be ready to go with a new tail. I usually send my baits out with like 2 or 3 extra tails depending on how many I have made at the time. That's why I'm trying to really get a whole bunch of these going. Another bad pour, just didn't get too many air pockets and stuff in there. Not good, so I just throw it back in there, and then we'll reheat it and remake them. I have a whole bunch of baits made. What I'd really like to do is if you have bought any handmade wooden bait off of me in the past, doesn't matter when you've bought it, as long as you've bought one, and I know you've bought one. I pretty much know just about everybody's name, can remember just about everybody's name on my list that has bought one of my handmade baits off of me. If you have, and you have Instagram, hit me up and send me a message. I want to send out a bunch of these baits to people. It's going to take a little bit of money for me to do it. I don't want how can I say this? I just want these baits out in people's hands. I want people to be able to fish these baits and get the name out there, man. Got a lot of baits ready to go. I think I have like 40 or 50 baits ready to go. So hit me up if you have bought one of these in the past. I would love to get you a second one. It would basically make your first bait half the price, or you can just say, you know, you paid full price for the first one, get this one free. Either way, because in the future here, I think I am just going to be trying to mass produce these and drop the price on them a little bit to get them out to people. I just want people fishing my lures. I want people to enjoy what I've experienced fishing this bait in the short time that I have. It's insane the fish that I've caught on this bait and that I've seen caught on this bait. I never thought I'd build anything like this that would actually work like it does, and it works. So I think if I could get this bait into more people's hands, it'll prove it. It will prove it. So heated up my mold a little bit, got it clamped up, ready to go. We're going to plastic salt, probably the last round, and we can pour one. Top that guy off a little bit, and then we'll see what she looks like. Alright, so we're going to pop this guy out of the mold here. If I can get that clamp off. See what we got here. Not bad, not bad. It's a decent one. Let's take this guy, set it in the water for a minute, and it'll hold its shape. I don't know, that thing is crazy. Another one finished. Peel that guy up so it comes off easier. Back and forth. Make sure it stays on one side. Not bad, not bad. You know, instead of doing one at a time, I can do 3 at a time and pump out way more of these guys. Pretty cool little deal here. Going to keep pouring more of these. Thank you guys for watching this video. Just a little shorty. Get out there and fish if you can, and hit us up on urbanbasslayers.com, all lowercase letters, if you want to buy some of our stuff. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share on our YouTube page here, and don't forget we have an Instagram and Facebook page if you guys want to get a hold of us that way through Facebook. That'd be cool. Instagram is a good way to get a hold of us because you can't really message on YouTube. So yes, shoot us a message if you want to talk on Instagram. I got some baits to give out. Probably going to do a big giveaway coming up here. We are reaching 1,000 followers on Instagram. Instagram's kind of funny. They gave me like so much money to do free like advertising basically, and I did that, and I got a bunch of people to follow the page. But what was really funny about it is every one of those things that followed, they were all bots, so they're all gone now, and we were almost to 1,000, and then it dropped back down to like 990, and then it even dropped lower than that, and then I realized it's just a whole bunch of bots falling off the page. Anybody that's big in this stuff, YouTubing and all that stuff, you know that it's got to be probably about 70% of your traffic is all bots, and it's all because of advertising and stuff like that. So when you get discouraged and you're not getting followers and subscribers, just remember, you got to run those algorithms, and the algorithms always change, so it's kind of tough to stay on top of stuff. Anyways, so herb bass, get out there and fish. Thanks for watching.